Yeah, go ahead, Shadananda.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, thanks. I know we need to switch over. So I was the one with the dystonia.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. How
And
weird is that? Like,
Yeah,
two, like it's been like probably 5 years since I've seen that. Now there's two in
Yeah.
like a couple of weeks.
That's the
And
way
so,
it happens. So I realized that because the other day my hand just completely locked in this really weird
Yep.
spasm with a
Yep.
couple of fingers extended and a couple of bent, and my husband tried to massage it open and my hand would not move. It just
Yeah.
had to release on its own, right?
Yeah.
Very different kind of spasm, I guess, like a Charlie horse, but in the hand, and it didn't hurt. And that made me remember
Yeah.
that made me remember that prior to COVID, because that's when I started noticing the shaking stuff. Prior to COVID, my toes would periodically, just like one or two toes, would either curl or bend back. And from what I've been reading, that's one of the symptoms of limb dystonia.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's just like you just told the last person that, it can progress because
It definitely can progress. And in some of the old writings, they didn't use the terms that we're using, but in times of where there's supposed to be really bad, like cramping, and like you said, like something gets locked in place, there is this old formula. It's basically a formula of Lobelia with other antispasmodics, but they would use it in the old days for, they didn't use the term dystonia, but they would use it for the contractures that could happen from dystonia. They would use it to treat like lockjaw, or like when people would get bit by like a rabid dog or something, because it would undo the contractures. And yeah, I don't know that anybody's making it now, so I could probably make it for you. It would take me a little bit, but
well, I wanted to let you know that actually, like, all the shaking is just about completely subsided. I can't say that I'm cured, because in the past I've been able to have up to 3 weeks with no shaking before.
Yeah. Until you go like 6 months. I agree with you. Like because like with no treatment, like you'll go periods of time without having an incident, and then all of a sudden there's an incident.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, because I know you told me, do the anise for a couple of weeks and then switch to something else. So, but given that it comes and goes anyway, and it's been 2 weeks,
I would still stick with anise. Like if you wanted to rotate into some things, just like we said, like the tarragon, the lemongrass, the sage body tonic.
Yeah.
I'm combining words to make them more efficient. So if you don't want to do a body tonic, just like 6 or 8 drops of sage on your wrist. That could be good, but if anything, you could up the dosage, but over a period of time, you should buy more and more time to the point where it goes away. We are going to do a thing here tonight also about balancing out the autonomic nervous system. So it wouldn't be the complete thing that I would do to treat it, but it's a way to also augment the things that you're doing with just like a breathing pattern. And so that could be helpful as well.
So it's okay to keep doing the anise.
Oh yeah,
I'm fine with it.
You're gonna be on either anise or lemongrass probably for I would say a year.
Oh, okay.
I would say, we're trying to find where you hit like 2 or 3 months without having an incident. Like I feel more comfortable, like, okay, at 6 months, you're doing pretty good. Yeah. I'd still treat it for a little while, just because who knows why he got there. Sometimes it's an injury, sometimes it's allergies, sometimes it's just stress, sometimes it's a hormonal thing. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. And so I just really fortify that part of the nervous system. And again, it's not causing like immediate like health issues, like where you're in crisis, but you're driving a car and you lose control a little bit, or you whatever you're doing, like that starts to be a potential for something. And so you just want to minimize that can happen. And so just treat it for a while.
Okay, yeah.
Those things like anise, tarragon, rosemary, lemongrass, they're all so like very like toning oils. Like they're things that you could use as a tonic. They're good for digestion, they're good for like immunity, they're good for a lot of things. So I mean, there's other reasons that you'd benefit by using those, but because you have that issue, I would just use that for a while. I mean, you could use any of those for the rest of your life and you would be completely okay. Like, it would not be, there's certain things where you're like, use it for a while, but then you take a break. None of those fall in that category.
Okay.